What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not another damn
podcast.
Presented by our damn selves. So 230.
230.
230. Let's go, kid. How you feeling today?
I feel pretty good. Hanging in there. Fall weather. Fall is in effect now in Chicago.
Yeah. We are 1 week away from Halloween, so we're definitely in the fall season for real. Yeah.
Yeah, about a week away.
We call it fall is what we are now.
Yeah, fall. Yeah, Indian summer's over now. We had Indian summer earlier last week, and it's a funny thing where like we are going to work in the morning or dropping kids off at school, and it's like you're using your heat because you're cold in the morning, but then in the afternoon, then you have to use your air because it gets hot, and then you're just kind of like, what the hell? Like, how do I even dress in this type of weather? And it's just the crappy
hoodie
layer.
Hoodie season. That's what I like about it. Yeah.
I just tell the kids we have to layer. I'm like, it's going to be 75.
Pull mine up. Like, I won't pull it all the way up, but I just put it right there.
I'm like, it's going to be 75 this afternoon, but it's 45 this morning. So you got to dress like it's 45 in the morning and dress like it's 75 in the afternoon. So there's that. But other than that, pretty good.
Been a busy weekend especially, but other than that, nothing too much. Just keep myself busy as usual. But what a week it was for Mr. Adam Sandler. Not Alec Baldwin. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, Alec Baldwin, not Adam Sandler.
Oh, yeah.
What a week for Alec Baldwin. I mean, yeah. Yikes.
Yeah.
Yes. Where we at? I don't want to hit the wrong thing. That's why I'm screwing up. Yeah. I stopped the show last time, so that's why. Yeah. Out of his movie Rust, yeah. Somehow, a prop gun turned out to be a real gun, and he shot and killed a
cinematographer.
Yeah, cinematographer got killed, and then the director actually took a bullet as well too. The director recovered though. This was this past Thursday, so crazy story right here. Looking at the CNN, giving the updates around 1:50 LA time, saying case remains open. No charges have been filed as of right now. But it's an investigation, like it's an ongoing process.
And it's just an awful feeling because it's like, as people, if that is your job where you're supposed to check these props, and because they have people, that's your job to like ensure that the props are going to function properly. Like, you don't want that on someone's conscience.
Yeah, on the set, like that's a job. Yeah, like
right, that's your job.
You definitely have a firearms expert when movies involve, especially movies where you're using firearms. Is somebody that their job is just to inspect those firearms. So obviously somebody dropped the ball along the way.
Right.
I even see how live ammunition ends up on a set. Like it's something like that. Don't sound right about that to me.
Right.
I don't know. It's like even if it was a real firearm, it seemed like it would be either blanks or dummy ammo, like blanks or dummy ammunition in the how did live rounds end up in this gun?
Right. It's like, why was it in there even to begin with?
I'm a gun guy, and definitely even like when you fake, you're supposed to Alec Baldwin. I don't know if he's a gun guy like that, but I don't think he is. But he's supposed to clear that gun every time. It's like as a gun guy. So you pull a magazine out and then pull a slide back. You clear that gun every time before you will point it at somebody. Even if you know it's empty, you still clear that gun. Like assume all guns are loaded. That's one of the four major rules of firearms. Like assume all guns are loaded. Yeah. So but like I said, it's not this is bigger than like just him. Like I said, somebody dropped the ball on that set. Like the firearms person, like somebody in the prop person definitely dropped the gun.
And then just him being like, now that's on your conscience because
somebody, yeah.
Because you got to
live with that the rest of your life. You actually took a life.
Yeah, I want to say she was like 42, the cinematographer, so she was young, and it's like you got that on your conscience.
Family or something that might be somebody's mother or somebody's wife. I don't know, but I'm sure
right.
Like probably somebody's daughter, somebody's sister. You like somebody, she has a loved one somewhere, definitely.
Right. Yeah. She has some sort of family, and just awful. Like, be careful with, if you are doing stuff like that, that is your job. Take that job seriously. That's not a time when you just kind of well, I'm gonna take a break. No, don't take a break right now. Make sure that them guns are fine. Make sure that they're clean. Make sure that they're empty or whatever. Make sure there's no live ammunition on set.
Definitely all of that gun every time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, that yeah. Like I said, I don't know how the live ammo ended up there. I don't. That one, I would how did it even end up on set? Especially the way stuff is now. Like
mm-hmm.
You can't just walk on set with ammo. It's like so.
No, no.
I've been on movie sets. It's like that's not how it works at all. Yeah.
Can't do that. No.
So how that ended up there to begin with is a mystery, and we probably gonna find out more about this mystery as it goes
unfolds, basically, as it unfolds to us. But just awful. Prayers to the person who lost their life, and just an all around sad situation. Because you're making a movie, and movies are just supposed to be. It's a way of entertaining. You're trying to entertain people, and it's supposed to be a fun time when you're shooting a movie. It's supposed to be great and fun and all that. And then, unfortunately, this incident occurred. And
my first thoughts were,
what?
I'm gonna take it back old school for those old enough to remember this. Brandon Lee, The Crow.
The Crow. I was gonna say The Crow. Yes.
My mind because that's like that's something like this similar happened on The Crow.
Right, with The Crow.
In Lee's life. Because the guy firing at his character like that it was turned out to be live ammo. Here's what happened with that. They told I know the story what happened with Brandon Lee. Is because with blank bullets and real bullets, you could tell the differences, especially as a firearms person. But even if somebody points it out to an untrained person, they can't unsee it. It's like I'm about to be nerdy right now with some forensics, forensic nerds. Yeah, but basically a blank round is just a shell casing with like a little flat cover over the casing and a little bit of powder in there. So that way when you pull that trigger, you get that muzzle flash, that pow, and and it looks like real, but it's nothing coming out of there. All it is that flash. The spark is all.
Okay.
So, but like I said, if you especially if you with a revolver, you can see the rounds in there. You see, wait, those aren't bullets. It's like they show a close up of it.
Okay.
So for the close up scenes, they had some rounds in there, and then one of them somehow it got dislodged from the casing because they made these special rounds for the close up scenes. Where they had basically what they did, I'm nerdy in my bad. Yeah, but they took a real bullet, like a full metal jack, and then unscrewed it, dumped the powder out and screwed it back. That's what they did for the close-up scene.
Oh,
like a real bullet, like you can see, like when he's holding the gun to you right that. And the revolver, you can see around this. You can see what's
right because
it's nothing but blanks. It's like ain't no ammo in that. It's like a sharp eye might notice, but like the average movie viewer won't notice that. But somebody oil movies,
that's not bullets.
Do shit like that because he served in the army. He would point shit like that all the time.
He would.
Now that I'm in the firearms, I get a lot of that stuff he was saying back in the day. You notice.
It's no way possible that would work. Like he does that type of stuff, and we'd be like, "You have to ruin it, really?" Like it doesn't have to be accurate.
We're just pointed out that those are blank rounds in that. Yeah, you see there's no tip on the bullets. Like he would point that out. So for the close-up scenes,
right.
It was bullets in it, but you don't want to put real bullets. So it's like the prop guy on that set unscrewed the bullets, dumped the powder, put it for the close-up scenes. But guess what? When you tamper with ammo, that's the danger that happens. It's like so one of those tips got lodged in that gun. So then when they switch out and put the blanks back in for the wide shots, it's like guess what? It's blanks, except it's like one tip that's lodged in there. So you pull that trigger, and that's what happened to Brandon Lee. Yeah. So I'm wondering if it's something like that similar with this, where they switched out the ammo like improperly, and it was like something live and nobody noticed. I don't know if it's similar, but that's what happened. Where I looked at the whole Brandon Lee story up, but that's what happened. One of those tips like came off from the dummy ammo that they created for the close-up scene today. So that guy, I don't know, I forgot the guy's name. Like he has to live with that the rest of his life, that he killed Brandon Lee, the guy that pulled the trigger on that set. Yeah. I forgot that. I don't even know if he's still acting anymore. Probably not. I definitely probably
definitely.
The guy in that scene definitely left acting, I'm sure, after that.
Exactly.
Especially because like even known as the guy that killed Brandon Lee, like, you know, especially in this day and age, like you definitely wouldn't survive that. Yeah. Like the trolls would definitely, that was the 90s. Like now the trolls would definitely come after you. Yeah. That fans, like, you know, like, you're a murderer. So that guy probably left, like quietly left acting out of it.
He's quietly left, maybe even changed his name, went to a place where no one knew him, went to like some little, Wichita Falls, Kansas is that place, I think. Yeah. Well, somewhere like that, like the town that like
that is Kanye on to Cody, Wyoming.
Right, something like that. Yeah, where it's like it's a small town, population 2,500 people. You go to a place like that, people ain't gonna know you. So
yeah. But I would show. I don't want to get this video taken off from YouTube for those watch. I would show the around like what he like. I
looks
saw
like,
a bullet on there, but yeah, it's like I don't want to be that guy. I don't know like YouTube is about showing bullets like that. So at this point, he took this off, dumped the powder, and put it. I'm not doing. So that's why I explained. And plus, people listening on the audio part, I explained it for them too. So yeah, so
so they can visualize it and see, you know.
But sad, crazy story right there. Rest in peace to the young lady. I want to get her name.
Yeah, just awful. Like I couldn't believe that when I saw it. I was like, oh my gosh, like. Alec Baldwin shot and killed. Like,
Helena Hutchins. Rest in peace, Helena Hutchins.
Yeah.
Lady's name.
Very sad.
Guess who else is dead? Brian Laundrie.
Brian Laundrie, yeah, I saw that.
Where you heard it first. Who said it first?
Yeah. We said it. We said it here.
Said it
like,
first.
We're not making.
When we did that story, I said, I bet you he's probably already dead. I said it that day.
Yeah, the fact that he went hiking. His parents let him go hiking.
He went hiking and killed him.
It's like, because people have done that before. Like it was some guy, who was at the fan guy. Remember the guy who was flying with the fan, who like would land in arenas and stuff. That was like what, in the 90s or early 2000s or something. Okay. And like they found his body, like he was missing for a while, and then they just found his body like in the woods. Like people.
Here's
do
what
that.
it is. Like when the story came out, of course, the conspiracy theorists is like, yeah, something sounds fishy. Like, yeah, like but they identified the body through his dental records.
Right.
What do you think he extracted his teeth and planted them? Like what? Hey, what are we doing? It's like, hey, what are you doing? Y'all watch too many movies.
And then he's
like swordfish is not real. Like, yeah, he didn't plant a body and like fake his death and shit. Like,
Wild Things is not real because like Nev Campbell did that in the Wild Things. Like she took out her teeth and put it like where like the crocodiles or whatever were to make it like she
also had a whole body and shit. Yeah, why?
Right.
He had a whole body.
That doesn't happen in real life. And then my thing with people still saying it's a conspiracy theory is like. So this guy this poor kid from like he wasn't nobody. He wasn't a celeb. He had no power. He didn't come from like a well-to-do family. Like he was just a regular dude.
Seriously, if you're going to be on the lam, as they say, like on the run, you either got to have a lot of money or you got to be getting help from somebody.
Exactly.
Because guess what? Yeah, you got to have you got to have cash. If you're on the run, yeah, you need shelter, you need food.
Right.
And you can't swipe a debit card if you're on the run
at all.
You're gonna need large amounts of
paper trail.
You can't you don't want to bring attention to yourself, so you can't shoplift or like rob anybody. Because guess what? That's attention. Yeah, like that's gonna be reported. So you creating a trail there. So you, if you want to stay off the radar, you got to have a large amount of cash, or if you're getting help from somebody. I don't think his parents were that well off where they could have been helping him for years. So yeah. So typically, I said that's why I said he's probably already dead. When he went missing, I predicted. I said, dude, probably.
Yeah, we said that.
He couldn't face himself after what he did to Gabby Petito, and he killed himself.
Right.
Simple as that. Because, open and shut. Like, I don't think this is not a mystery to me.
Because what happened, like, you know, like I was saying, I was like, Tippers probably flared because, like, you have to think about it, like, you're in a van, like, even being quarantined with your loved ones even if you're like in a 4-bedroom house, like a good sized home, and you quarantine, you have to be with one person in the house. After a while, it's gonna be like, ugh. But it's like they were in a van traveling cross country. Tempers probably flared. They got into it. He snapped. He killed her, and he panicked. He panicked, like, oh shit, like he panicked, and then he tried to
come back and like he was gonna try to live with it, but then the pressure started coming on. Like, yeah, the authorities started asking more and more questions. That's probably when he decided, like, I can't do this, and just
he just disappeared,
killed himself. Yeah, right from the beginning, I said that's probably what happened because this is not in a movie like you on, like it's not Harrison Ford, the fucking fugitive, where you on the run for years, like ducking the police. Like I said, you need a lot of money, or if you're getting help, like I said,
you got costumes, you got different disguises, different looks, and it's not that.
Changing your name to Lance Uppercut, it's like it's not the same. When Homer and Lisa went on the run, it's not that.
But this ain't it. I'm saying he was just a regular guy. He was just a regular
life kid. Is like it's hard to just disappear like that. They're gonna find you usually if you just like.
And then people are trying to talk about. People were trying to talk about. Well, they said skeletal remains, and you can't turn into a skeleton in a month. Yes, you can.
He was submerged in water. The body was submerged in water.
Submerged in water, and you were out there in the elements. And think about
Florida swamps submerged in water. Think about that. This is Florida, yeah. He's in the swamp.
Think about this too, like in the elements, just out there, period. So like at a funeral home, most of the time, if a body comes in, most of the time bodies are embalmed. They are. So embalming slows down the decomposition. It does. But if you just have a body out there,
they refrigerate bodies as well too. Like
right.
They do stuff
at the morgue, right? Because there's been people who. If somebody died and was a John Doe and then they just didn't want to cremate them or do something like that, they want to try to find who the person's family was. They may have a John Doe in there for like close to a month. And they're trying to find, like, make sure that, okay, we're trying to find this person's family, because I believe that everybody should have a proper burial. You know, like you do want to have that closure as a family. Like if your loved one is missing and they never find them, it's always that doubt that maybe they could still be alive. They could still be alive. But if you do return someone's remains, then it's like, okay, you can at least have that closure. You can at least have that. But I've watched like videos about that, like where they show like the different decomposition, like for like the forensic students. I watched a video about that where they had different bodies outside, and then it was like a different time frame. Okay, this one has been out for like 3 days. This has been out for 5 days. And you can see the difference in between. Like if you have somebody out there in the elements, it's going to decompose quicker. And the fact that it's
like he was like submerged in water.
And it still was Florida. So, you know, it was still like, I'm sure it was still warm down there. September, it's still warm in Florida. It is.
And whatever the elements didn't do to him, guess what? The animals finished it off. Yeah.
The animals did, yeah.
Rotting flesh out there, that's food to like, the animals, yeah.
Right. So yes, that it is possible to be skeletal remains in a month.
In a month or so, yeah, it's very easy.
It is possible. So I mean, stop being like, well, this is a no, and the media is trying. Oh my gosh, I'm like,
The teeth one is the one that got me. I was like, this dude, he got Steve Martin's dentist character from Little Shop of Horrors. You got to have some evil dentist to like extract your teeth like that. So yeah, so you hired him. It's like, to extract your teeth and plant them at a crime scene.
Just stop, people. It happened.
Y'all think swordfish is real? Well, with John Travolta.
We'll allow it.
Had a body hidden in his wine cellar and shit.
And And we saw that, like I said, we predicted this. You and I said this. We was like, yeah, we was like, that's
he's probably already dead. It's like I said it that day when he went.
And I said that, and I said they may find him like 6 months to a year later. I said they may find him like down the line. So they found people like
alive again.
They found people 2 to 3 years after they were reported missing. They found bodies like years after the initial disappearance. That's happened before. So that's just what I thought. I was like, okay, I said they're probably not gonna find, like they might find like next year or something, and then be like, oh, here he is, and that's what I thought it was going to be. But
I said, before they ID'd him, they said, because they found skeletal remains along with his backpack.
His journal and stuff like that. Yeah, his personal effects. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this motherfucker is definitely dead. Like I knew it then.
Yeah.
But they said the FBI still has the Petito case open. It's probably closed in my mind. Unless they have another suspect I don't know about. It's like that probably closed the case right there. That just
because what they had him on, because when they found her body, and like they only could charge him. I said because like people.
I don't think he was ever charged. Like they were still investigating.
If I was saying people watch too much SVU and stuff like that, or like just crime shows, like these fictional things. It's like, but you just can't arrest people on a hunch. You can't. You have to have real evidence. So what they did have him on was they said improperly using her debit card because she was missing and he did use her debit card. So that is a crime technically. It's a ticky-tacky. It's a slap on the wrist crime. But
to like keep a file open on him.
And that's what it is. Like that's what they'll do a lot of times. Like they'll charge with like a cheaper thing like that, where it's like, okay, so now at least I got you in
some time to investigate this guy.
So now I can investigate. Yeah, basically, yeah, I'm stalling you. Basically, they can even bring you in for interrogation. So like, while I'm having you in a police interrogation, now I'm trying to stall. I'm actually trying to find the real. I'm trying to find it now.
Ask other questions when we have you in custody now, basically.
Exactly.
But they never.
And that's what it was. They only had him
question him, and then after that is when he vanished, and this is where we at now. They found him.
Yeah.
Because they questioned him once, he lawyered up. He never said a word.
Yeah, he lawyered up.
Disappeared until they found the skeletal remains. But they still haven't given a cause of death. But I'm 90% sure that shit was suicide.
Was self-inflicted, yeah. Was self-inflicted. Something.
Almost positive. I'm confident saying that was suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, what about R. Kelly? He's on suicide watch.
Is he?
Still in the news.
I didn't even see that.
R. Kelly suicide watch. I'll look for it for you, kid.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
I know he said he was going to start telling everybody. He said that.
Yeah, he definitely was going on.
He said, I'm dropping names.
Brown, that shit, yeah.
So it's like, like I said, he could be somebody who could just be talking shit, but he could be about to open Pandora's box. He could.
He got the receipts. I say,
if he has receipts,
you definitely got to check that out. Yeah.
And these other people, if
it turns out to be bullshit, yeah, of course. But if R. Kelly if he has some hard evidence about some other individuals, yeah, I'm
some high profile entertainment people.
Story, yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah. Then he may be about to pop the lid off of that, and these other people may be nervous.
Placed on suicide watch following his guilty verdict.
Damn.
Or the Chicago Tribune. Yeah, the Chicago Tribune reported this. Said it's since been lifted though, but
it's been lifted. Okay.
When I saw that, I'm like, whoa. Definitely keep an eye on that motherfucker. Yeah, because anything's possible. Because he got more charges.
Epstein. Well, that was suicide alleged. That was suicide, but
they got him the fuck out of there.
Everybody said that was suicide, but
now that's somebody who was about to talk his ass.
Definitely was about to talk. But
because he had connections to like some powerful individuals that presidents, former presidents. Yeah.
With the S, not just one. Because the presidents with an S.
Definitely, he definitely has some dirt on some pretty powerful people. So yeah, they said we can't let this motherfucker talk.
Because how many people went to Epstein Island?
Mm-hmm. You know some shit was seen at the. So they saw some shit. Yeah.
As we said, we know some eyes wide shut shit was saying. We know that. We know what some eyes wide shut up there. Yeah.
Since we're talking politics, let's rest in peace, Colin Powell.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. I was like, oh.
What did he have? Blood cancer or something like that.
Yeah, and then he had complications with COVID that was on top of it.
I know he had been battling. So I know
he had been.
It wasn't COVID that killed. He had been battling something. I want to say he had blood cancer, and then he caught COVID. And if you already if you're already compromised, and then you get
you're weakened immune. If you have a weakened immune system, and then if you catch COVID, then it really is not good. But yeah, Coleman, who opened up, like he was like the first, for us to see, like, okay, like
he was the
black guy, like doing it, like, okay.
He was the highest, he really would have been the first black president. I think the whole Republican thing, black folks still even now don't really like Republicans, but he would have been the first black president, I believe. I think him being Republican is what scared a lot of black folks, because Chris Rock did a whole bit about him running for president. Remember that?
He's so educated.
Bring the
He's so well spoken.
He's so well spoken. Man, you dirty motherfucker! He just snapped like Chris.
He's so well spoken.
So well. First black Secretary of State, yeah.
Yeah.
Which for those that don't know is you're third in command. So he was until Obama, he had the highest rank as a black person in the United States. His president, vice president, and then he was third, third place. He had the highest rank as a black person, during the Bush administration. Yeah. Secretary of State is that's your very highest position.
During the W.
And then after for Bush's second term, then he had another black, because then Condoleezza Rice became Secretary of State. So W had back-to-back black Secretary of States for his administration.
Yeah.
But when Colin, that was rest in peace, Colin Powell.
Rest in peace of Colin Powell, yeah.
I had to touch on that real quick.
One of our pioneer people.
You got anything? I didn't talk a lot. I got some more. I got some goofy shit too. Did you have anything more serious before I go into this goofy shit?
Nothing serious. I have kind of silly stuff.
What's up?
Semi. It's not then did you see that Jamie Foxx has a new book that just came out?
Tell me about that. This is news.
Okay. So let me open up and see his book.
Okay.
So his book that came out is called, and of course my thing crashes. There we go. His book is called Act Like You Got Some Sense. And other things I taught, as Cross says, I taught my daughters, but Cross said my daughters taught me. So, he's a girl dad. Jamie has 2 daughters. And he said how this came about was his older daughter, Corinne.
The one that everybody knows, the older one.
The one everybody knows.
When people think of Jamie Foxx's daughter, that's the one you're thinking about, the older one.
Yeah, she's on Beat Shazam with him. She's on there with him.
That's the one on the Shazam show. Yeah.
So she was having boy trouble or whatnot when they were on a family trip. And then when he was trying to comfort her, she lashed out at him, saying how you gonna talk about it? You got 2 children by 2 different ways. She basically threw that at him. You talking about relationship, you can't get.
You didn't work it out with Kate Hudson. Katie Holmes, whatever.
Knows, yeah. How are you going to talk about? He said, "What do you know about love?" They were happy
for a while.
Yeah,
Katie Holmes.
And then that's when he was he had to, so you do have to kind of own your stuff and be because you didn't marry, it didn't work out with either one, their mom. So it's
working with their mom or Katie Holmes.
And then he also talked about he revisited the Oprah interview when he talked about why he's not walking down the aisle, because Jamie hasn't been married. He's 53, and and he basically was just kind of saying that you don't want to love, not saying that you don't want someone that you care for, but not saying that you don't want to care for other people. He just never saw it like that in his life.
You scared poor Garcelle away, which I won't even say.
The anaconda, she said.
Why she couldn't date him? She was like, "Yeah, he was backing a little too much for me." Again, what does that say about her ex-husband?
Damn.
She's like,
I go like this.
I guess she likes the she don't like the full size.
He said, "Girl, get comfortable." And then he also touched on the thing about
she ain't supersizing her meal. She's taking the value meal. There we go. No supersize for
fun size. Halloween cake, the fun size.
It's the fun size. You don't get the king.
Not the king size bar, the fun size.
You have king size, full size, and fun size. Garcelle prefers the fun size, apparently.
But he did touch on the fact that he said that he's not this dude because people pointed out that both of his children are by women who aren't Black. And he pointed out that
like that's been a rumor about Jamie Foxx for years. He don't like Black women.
He doesn't. That's what the rumor is. He kind of talked around it.
Which now that I think about it, I don't remember him ever dating a Black woman. Katie Holmes, like I said, this two baby moms.
This is what he said. He said, "Everything in my world is Black, even the white folks. I take those same white people to the George Floyd rally, and we gonna watch Do the Right Thing too."
Not the George Floyd rally. Come on, Jamie.
That's what. And he was like, he doesn't hide the fact that, he loves Black folk. And I didn't want it to be like I'm that dude or whatever because of who I had children with. Kind of
sounded like the friend that says that I have a Black friend. That felt like that.
He kind of talked around it.
Floyd lines like that to me.
Yeah, and
I take my white friends to the George Floyd rallies. That's what
we watched Do the Right Thing.
And we watched Do the Right Thing. My white friend wanted to be Mookie throwing that trash can through Sal's. Come on, Jamie.
From the wall.
Come on, Jamie.
No further from the wall.
Come on, Jamie. You're bugging out.
No, but he kind of like talked around it. So my thing is, it's like, I mean, if you have a preference, if that's your preference, then that's your preference. And like don't skirt around it because then you do look like that dude when you do be like, I'm not that dude. But it's like,
especially
if that's kind of only who you dated,
rally, come on, man.
Who you have kids with, it's kind of like, like nobody's going to clown you. If you have a preference, like if your preference is if that's your preference, that's your preference. No one can knock you for having preference.
Real shit.
Like I'm just saying, no one can. Like they can't.
No, Wells has a preference, apparently. Darius.
Oh, Lord. Stop.
Darius.
Stop.
Who took some very spicy pictures with Sydney Starr of Chicago.
Yes.
Should look for the want to look for the. Here we go. Here's one. Let's see what we got. You want to watch this shit? Do I have sound on this? I don't know if I have sound on it. We definitely gonna share the sound. We watching this shit, kid. We sharing that sound. I got it because I haven't watched this video yet. Yeah, on purpose. I haven't. Let's see what we got. Only 30 seconds.
I think he did kiss her on the lips, I think.
I don't know if this music is copyrighted. Someone turned it off. They take your videos. It's copyrighted.
Oh yeah, they do take off.
So I don't want our shit taken down. So we'll just get rid of the music. And they weren't talking anyway. Like, so I said we can kill that. Yeah. Oh, he addressed the rumors because they came after his ass. Let's hear this.
But Darius said that
I don't normally like pay attention to rumors. I'm not into all that. Because small minds discuss other people. Mediocre minds discuss ideas. And great minds discuss how to change the world. So while you're busy discussing me, I'm trying to figure out how to change the world for you. Anyway, I'm sitting here with my mama.
Can I tell me you pay in the background? Your mama with
your TV mama or your real mama?
Mama, don't talk to them. They're rude. They're rude. Don't. Spin the camera a little bit. Spin the camera a little bit.
That's his TV mama right there.
Yeah.
Enough of that.
We all know Joe Marie's voice. We know Sugar Mama. We know Sugar Mama's voice. We know her voice. Kyle, Eddie, Laura. We know her voice.
Darius McCray definitely wanted to address that shit though. It's we talked about it before. Have we talked about that? I know we talked about it off the air before, but definitely like that's basically what ruined Chingy like back in the day. Because like with Chingy was like he was with Disturbing a Piece. Like it was like when they were at their height with Shauna, Luda, even 2
right there
for a little while, yeah. And then Chingy had that. Yeah. And then he broke out and left and went on his own because DTP was full of shit, apparently. What we've learned from other artists as well, yeah, that DTP was full of shit. Shout out Shauna. Yeah. Shout out Shauna and T for Infamous Syndicate Shot Town. But and then Chingy took that picture with Sydney Starr, and then and this was like 15 years ago. So like you definitely take a picture with somebody trans, then it could ruin you. Yeah. This is like back 15 years ago, and that pretty much put an end. Then years later, Sydney Starr admitted that they never messed around. It was just a picture.
Right.
Sydney Starr kind of alluded that something happened between them and ended that man's career after all
and
that.
Sydney said something a little bit with the Darius McCray. I'm trying to remember her exact quote, but she basically kind of like was a little bit coy in it, saying like, yeah, when two bosses or we're talking about basically like they both are leveling up their game and something about that type of thing about it. They're both like basically their energy matches. Like, you know how a boss need a boss or whatever, like you trying to rise and that's you trying to be that power couple. Like everybody want to be a Beyonce and Jay-Z. Everybody want to try to be like that, where like your energy matches each other and you guys are raising together. That's what it is. And I forgot exactly what it was that Sydney said, but in the post, it was just kind of like the first post was just like, yeah, you know, my friend, this and that. It was just kind of that at first. And then the second post was like, that maybe it was more.
Started and shit, like all the talk.
Then started alluding like it was like maybe some more. And then she rolled with it. But it's like, if you're not dating somebody, you can't do that. You can't allude to stuff. Like I said, like, no matter what you're, how you identify it. It's not a thing about her being trans. It's just, you can't just act like you're in a relationship with somebody and allude to stuff if you're not. You just can't do that. Because, like I said, once the rumors start swirling, like people, that chatter, that start going.
You saw what happened to Malik Yoba, I'm just saying. You saw what happened to his ass. So I guess this means that Eddie Winslow really could have dated Murder Okerlund. Just saying. I'm just saying. Eddie was ahead of his time. He could have went out with Murder Urkel back in the day.
Terrible.
All right. Sydney Starr is the modern day Murder Urkel. There we go.
But it's like,
am I gonna get canceled like Dave Chappelle?
No, he's not gonna get canceled.
He's not canceled. You can still watch the split this shit now. Netflix said they're not taking it down, so yes.
Right. But I mean, he did address it. He said that his fiance would feel a type of way about it, and
that's in that video. I didn't feel like watching it.
Yeah, because I saw that. I read the comment. I read his statement. I didn't watch the video, but I did read. I did read his statement when he said that his fiance and then his TV mom, because that was Joe Marie paying with him. But we know that with people, just period, we're in this society now where it's like everybody wants to be the talk of the town. You want to be your Instagram famous. You want to be your TikTok. You want to have your moment, your social media moment. You want to go viral. You want to have your moment. So it's like Sydney Star has kind of been chilling. She's been kind of like
out of the spotlight.
In the back. She's been kind of out of the spotlight. So how else to get your name back in the spotlight? Okay. Hey, am I seeing Darius McCrary? Am I not seeing Darius McCrary? Do you really want to know?
Last time I saw Sydney
am I or am I not?
Last time I saw Sydney Star was a couple of years ago. Angela Yee was doing her lip service live tour. It was like Angela and like her hosts, like L'Oreal, Gigi, and like Stephanie, I think. So yeah, they were all. And Sydney Star was one of the guests on there, and I felt dirty like listening to that Sydney Star. Sydney Star got the pottiest of potty mouths, definitely. I was like, okay, that's enough.
That was a little graphic. Yeah, like, all right, I didn't expect that to come out, but okay.
Sydney Star on the fucking lip service podcast. It's a bit much for my taste. But I admit that it was a bit much for me.
Yeah.
What else you got, kid? Because I got a couple more. I had to bring that shit up.
And then since you went the Angela Yee route, The Breakfast Club. I just watched the interview with the Queens, with the stars of Queens. I did watch that. I have not watched the show yet. I have not watched the Queens show yet.
What they say the show is based on their girl group from back in the day getting back together. That's
right, like 20 years ago, and then they get back in. I mean, it sounds like a cool concept because it's like they're all in their 40s.
Nutton, Eve, Brandy, and I forgot the other girl's name.
Velasquez.
She's the only one that's not a musician. I know.
Nadine, is that her name? Velasquez, I think.
Velasquez, I think you're
right. Velasquez, I think it is. Nadine Velasquez. Yeah. Because she was on the show My Name is Earl, I want to say.
Okay.
I think that's where she was from. My Name is Earl. Because she's just an actress.
Yeah. Jamie Presley was on, I believe. My name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Jamie Presley. Shout out Jamie Presley. She's Not Another Teen Movie, which is like inspired the name of this podcast because y'all don't know that. Hilarious.
Yeah, I might check out the show. I think I'm gonna check it out. I think I am.
So what did you get out of the interview? Oh yeah, congrats to Eve. By the way, she's pregnant as well too with her first child.
Yeah, because and in February she's due. And
you mentioned that last week. Yeah. I shouted out Sierra. You mentioned it. Yeah, I started.
But what I did know about Eve is that she opened up about her struggle with fertility on the interview, and that was like eye-opening because like it is unfortunate that
she's been married for a while. So
yeah, they've been married, I think 7 years. She said she's been with her husband.
Been married that long.
Known him 11 years. I want to say they've been married.
Just don't want kids. Typically, if it's that long, you figure it's some kind of fertility issue. Go that long,
and he has 4 children from a previous.
Yeah, but unless you just don't want kids. Typically, if you don't have any, like after a certain while, you figure, okay, it's something going on there.
And she talked about because she said that she had fibroids. Because she said that her doctor told her that
fibroids.
That the doctor basically told her like, hey, you could keep on until you remove these fibroids. It's not going to happen. Like you're not going to conceive now. You're just not going. It's not going to happen. You got to get the fibroids out, and then she said once those came out, then they were able to conceive, and her baby is due in February. So I'm glad that she opened up about the struggle with her fertility, because it is a lot of Black women who unfortunately have fibroids, who have endometriosis, who have things like that. And a lot of times I just get swept under the rug. Like we're not talking about that, but we need to have these conversations about our bodies and everything. And she was saying that as a Black woman, like, because Black women still get shafted when it comes to the medical stuff, because I guess it's this myth that like we're superheroes, we're strong Black women, we don't feel pain. It's like we feel pain, damn it. It's like if I'm saying that something hurts on me, take me seriously. I don't just be like, oh, you're fine, you'll be fine. Like, no, give me an MRI, give me an X-ray, do what you need to do to see something is wrong, because it could be really something wrong with me. So I did like that part of the interview. Brandy, she's still serving it. Brandy been in the game since '94, and she still looks like Moesha. She's serving it. She still look great.
She gave an update on her brother Ray J. He's doing better.
Yeah, she said he's doing a lot better.
Hospitalized with pneumonia, so he was wasn't looking too good for a while, but it looks like he's turned the corner. Like
he said he got discharged. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then she was saying that the Gen Z people will just find out that her and Ray J were brother and sister. Like the young kids
together too much now. Back in the day, you saw them together all the time.
So they were inseparable. Yeah.
Now it's like it's Ray J and then Brandy. He had back was Brandy and Ray J before. Now it's like you don't see them together a lot now.
And Ray J off doing his own thing because he invested a lot in like the tech stuff because he has like his
Raycon,
his earbuds, and then he just did other like startup investments. So like he is on that side of the coin where like that's how he's been making his money. That's why he's not really doing music or anything like that. But
he don't need to do no more music.
No, he doesn't need to do music, but he's doing that, which is cool. But I mean, he's doing better. And then Notori let the tea out because I like Notori. I like her because I like her on Power. I did like her on Power. I haven't watched the new Power, but I just can't. They kill Ghost, so I can't get over it.
Raising Kanan, you ain't watched?
I didn't watch Raising Kanan or Power Book 2.0. I didn't watch that. I don't know if I just have a desire to watch either one of those. But what happened is that she talked about like, they was like, we're not trying to give away too much about the show, they were saying, but they said it's a part in the series, the Queen series, where they basically have to fake their money or whatever. And then she talked about this was like my life. And she said some of the stuff that they were like reenacting on the show, she was like, oh my God, this happened to me in real life. Because she was like, I was the only one that was in the group because Brandy and Eve were always solo. She was the only one that was in the group. And she was like, and I experienced this. So when she talked about the faking it, like, faking it for the gram or whatever, she said that they faked the whole episode of MTV Cribs, 3LW. So immediately after I watched it, I was like, YouTube, 3LW Cribs. I went right on YouTube and I watched the Cribs episode.
I watched that Cribs episode.
And like I said, I know back then because you could tell the episode was maybe shot around 2002 because they mentioned something about 9/11 and they mentioned TRL.
That was around the time when that group was out.
Yeah, so I want to say it was around 2002. Naughty by Nature was on there for whatever reason. They were on the Cribs episode with them. I know they did a song together. They did do a song with Naughty by Nature.
I'm not gonna say anything about Naughty by Nature. It's a story out there I'd rather not talk about. Right?
Yeah, it was a story. Yeah, I remember that story. I'm not going to touch it.
It's a rumor, but
it's a rumor that was out there.
Something happened back then that
it was a rumor.
Look it up, like Naughty by Nature 3LW.
Yeah, it was a rumor out there. It was in Black Beat / whatever. One of them old school publications.
And I know people. That's what I heard from record reps. Like I know people.
But when you look back and look at most of the Cribs, it's like cover me shocked. Those houses were not the celebrities. Those cars was not there? Really? It's like, come on.
The Redman episode stood out. They tried to do it with him. Nah, we're not doing that.
He said, nah, I ain't faking the funk.
It look like, man, Redman's house look basic as hell, but you'd be surprised how many of your favorite celebrities are living real basic.
I live in basic, yeah.
They're not as lavish as you think.
Mm-hmm. That Lamborghini, Lamborghini Mercy, that Lamborghini they pull up in, it was rented for the video.
Mm-hmm.
That money that they were flashing, that's prop money. You can get prop money from the story. Like you can get prop money. You can do that.
All that jewelry, like Jacob lent that jewelry for the shoot.
Jacob lent it.
All that Birkin that was lent as well too. That was borrowed Birkin.
Mm-hmm. Borrowed Birkin, B&B. But it's like they said that Notori was like, yeah, because she was like, the way that they had to come into the house, and she said after they got done shooting the Cribs episode, she said they literally had to have someone come in, clean up the stuff, get their stuff out, and be out by 7. Mm-hmm. They had to be like, okay, yeah, you filmed the episode. Okay, make sure this house ain't fucked up. Get your shit and get out. It basically was like that. They had to make sure that they didn't mess up things. And when you look at the way the house looked, it looked like a family lived there. Like it looked like these girls were maybe like 16 teenagers. 3LW was young. They were teenagers. Like Keely was the youngest, and I want to say Adrian maybe been the oldest, but they were young. They were not
still in their 30s now.
Yeah, they were young. They were maybe, like I said, 16, 17, 18. Maybe they were young. And you had this house that looked like a family lived there, like a middle-aged family with kids that are like teenagers. It's like they would not have had a house that looked like that. So, but Notori dropped the tea and was like, yeah, that shit was fake, basically. But this shows to show the lesson that, like we always say on here, like when people try to keep up with their friends, the Joneses or whatever, it's like your friends and most of your celebrities that you idolize be faking that shit for the gram. Most people fake it for the gram.
Are full of shit.
It's real talk. Even your celebrities too. Even your people you idolize. Well, look at them. Hashtag goals. Man, look at so-and-so. They got a dope ass view. That's the view from inside their office that they're cleaning. That they work there. They cleaned the office and they just took a view to make it look like it was like their apartment. So yeah. So don't get wrapped up in that. But I like that she did drop the tea on that, Notori. So now I want to watch the show even more now.
You know what the night and time, do you know? I know it's ABC. I know.
It comes on ABC Tuesdays. I want to say 7 on Tuesdays, I want to say. Okay. If not 7, then try 8. But definitely it comes on Tuesdays on ABC. They just did the first episode this past Tuesday. So
I know you get seeing the posters around like that poster everywhere. So they've been advertising the shit out of it. Like you see it on the billboards and on the sides of buses when they pass you by. It's like,
and obviously it's on Hulu the next day. So if you have Hulu, you can Hulu it and do that. So I guess it's just Hulu. It wouldn't be on Disney Plus because I know that's ABC. So it's probably just Hulu. Yeah, I don't think it's a Disney show. Yeah, I think it's Hulu. So you can watch it there. And Eve said that her pregnancy isn't going to be written in the story, obviously. She said that you're going to be able to see like the way that I guess they're going to outline Denise Huxtable the way that they shoot her later.
Denise Claire Huxtable. Because
she said, the way that that it's going to be shot, she said you're going to be able to tell that, it's shot different because you got to get creative when someone's expecting. You have to.
Elaine Bennis and shit from Seinfeld. Didn't they do that on Sex and the City too? It was like, yeah,
because Carrie was always sitting in front of her laptop. They shortened the season on Sex and the City. They lower her heels because Carrie can't wear heels this tall and you're pregnant. You can't. Sarah can't wear heels this tall while pregnant.
Yeah, one episode of Seinfeld where Elaine had a fucking coat on.
On the coat? Give me your coat. She's like, no.
And Jerry fucks with her about the coat. Just Elaine pointed out. He said, hey, take that coat off. It's like,
well, her high end gifts, like the one that they would see on the train, there she has like a big thing in her lap like that, like a big gift like that.
The box
cover it. But you have to get creative if you're having an expectant mother and he's a main character. You gotta work around that.
Especially if you're not writing a pregnancy and you gotta figure something out. Yeah. So let's move on to one of our favorite subjects. Then we talk about this kid. Then we talk about this. Then we talk about this NBA 5. Yeah. Can you see? You see the whole thing?
I can see it. Yeah. It ended up being 76, right? Because it was like
I think it was a tie. Yeah. So I don't know who tied, but basically, it's like sports writers and a lot of industry insiders that basically put this list together. Motherfuckers that know what they're talking about. It's people like that know basketball that put
exactly.
This. Okay, let's see some of the new names that we called. Let's see, did we call
it? It's in alphabetical order for people who are being like, why?
That
alphabetical order.
Because like to people get butthurt over a list like this, like wish they still butthurt over some of the names that were left off. But let's go through the I want to go through the names that the ones we talked about. I think they kept all the original 50 and they added.
They did, and they added the 25.
It's probably 25.
Which is what they should have done. Yeah, which is exactly what they should have done.
I feel silly if they took somebody off. I wouldn't like that. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but Ray Allen, like I named him. Giannis, I think we both named Giannis. Carmelo was my pick. Yeah, it was a controversial one. He made the list. He made it. Okay, these are some of the originals. Another new one.
Kobe, that was my first one.
Kobe is
Like, if you're not putting Kobe Jelly Bean right, if you're not putting him.
Steph Curry is my pick.
Right.
Mine.
Yeah.
AD is one of those controversials. I don't think.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure. I was like, I'm not sure about him.
Either one of us picked AD. We'll come back to that right now. Duncan, I picked Duncan. I think you named Durant.
Yeah, KD. Yeah.
KG, I named.
Yeah, you did. Nice pick.
Harden, did you name Harden?
I said Harden.
Okay.
I was like, it's Harden. I was like, I think Harden. I think Harden.
I want to say Iverson. You named as well too.
Yeah, AI.
LeBron was my pick.
LeBron, yeah. Because I said Kobe, you said LeBron, yeah. Because those should have been the first two names.
Kid and Kawhi, I picked both of them.
Good ones, yeah.
Lillard, another highly controversial. We'll come back to him. Highly controversial. Who else? Reggie Miller was mine.
Yeah, that was a great one. And his reaction when he got here, he was so shocked. He was like,
Reggie, Reggie's a humble guy. He always it'd be other people that hype him up. Reggie's because when they did an open court episode and they talked about this on open court years ago. They picked 10 other names on their list. And as the guys were deciding, that once somebody in the room brought up Reggie Miller, Reggie was like, yeah, one of y'all can add me because I'm not adding myself. He didn't want to add himself to Reggie, he downplays. He's like, I'm not nominating myself at all. He's like, he didn't think he belonged, but so I think somebody else in the room said, what about Reggie? He's like, nah, I'm not nominating myself. Steve Nash, I think you picked.
That was my pick because I like point guards. That was my pick.
I think you picked Dirk too.
And Dirk was mine too because when you said I forgot who you said.
I think Duncan. I said, and then
you said Duncan. That's what you said. You said Duncan. And I said, okay. I said, you want to do great power forwards? I'm gonna do the greatest Euro power forward, Dirk. I want to do Dirk.
I swung back with that. Since we staying on power forwards, I went with Mr. Kevin Garnett, who's over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went with him here. All right, we Dirk. Chris Paul was my pick. Did Peyton make the original list? I don't remember. Peyton might be new. I gotta look him up again.
You said Gary Payton. I think you did. I think you said Gary
Payton. I think Peyton is. I don't think he was on the 96.
He wasn't, and then you said him. I think you said him on the podcast. I think you said Peyton. I think you did.
Paul Pierce was you. I want to say.
Yep, it's true. Because I was like, because you named Ray Allen, and then I was like, okay. I said, and you named Kevin Garnett. So I was like, so let me get the other one. I said, okay, let me get the other three. Let me get the third one of that big three. Let me get him then.
Another one of yours, Dwayne. Russ, I want to say it was definitely you, because Russ is your guy, so I'm pretty sure. You're a big Westbrook fan, so I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I like Westbrook. He's a little pistol. I know people but he's a gun. I like, he's fiery. I like Westbrook and his fashion senses. I like his fashion.
Two names I'm glad that made the list, which were huge snubs from the first time around. I will clap. You're gonna like both of these, because Dominique Wilkins and Dennis Rodman.
Yes.
Rodman was the huge one, and Dominique too. I'm like, Dominique didn't make this list.
Yeah.
So I was like, remember, this is 96. What happened in 96? 72 and 10 Bulls. I was like, how was Rodman not on this list? It's like,
exactly.
I was pissed off in 96.
So we're Jordan, Pippen.
I was like, why? And remember, Rodman won 2 with the Bad Boys before that.
Yeah.
Get that. So yeah, Rodman won rings everywhere he went, pretty much. Well, not the Lakers and the Mavs. We won't count that, but yeah.
And San Antonio. We don't count that.
It was like a pit stop. He was in there.
Right.
That was the bridge between the two eras, yeah. But Rodman won, pretty much. Yeah. But those I was like, they rectified those two, yeah. And I think another OG was kind of before my time, definitely before yours, is Bob McAdoo. He was I know he started in the 70s and early 80s, but I don't remember a lot about his career.
Yeah, I don't. I just know the name. I know the name, but I can't say anything.
During the first ones, but those are the two that pissed me off the most back in 96. Like I said, with Dennis Rodman and Dominique Wilkins. How are they not on this list? Fuck this list. I was mad over it. So they fixed that. And now, the kids nowadays are saying fuck this list about other players. the big one now, the big snub, a lot of saying is Dwight Howard. Which
yeah, that's how it is saying Dwight Howard.
Ironically, after what happened with him and AD, like, yeah, was that what it was about? Fuck you! I should have had that spot.
I'm on the list, but I'm on the list though. Fuck you,
if you look at it, like people forget, like people think about Dwight now, but like Dwight in his prime was better than AD is now. Like prime Dwight is better than prime AD. So like, yeah, because Dwight, what, two or three? I know he's 2-time defensive, might be 3. I know he won more than one defensive player of the year. He led the league in rebounding for like 5 straight seasons. He led the lead in blocks for a couple of like Dwight in his prime was like a beast and shit. Yeah. Orlando Magic Dwight was a beast.
Marcus still has a vendetta against Dwight Howard.
Wow.
Because when we went to the Bulls game, this was when Rose was with the Bulls, and Marcus bought tickets because he knew that I wanted to see the Bulls versus because I liked Dwight Howard at the time. He knew I wanted to see the game. So then he bought the tickets, and like 2 minutes into the game, Howard hard fouls Rose, and then Rose is out the rest of the game. And Marcus paid money for us because he wanted to see Rose play, and he just like 3 minutes into the game, he hard fouls Rose, and then Rose goes back to the locker room and just doesn't return.
So
he's like, Dwight
here no more. He's still mad.
He's like, so Dwight Howard owes me money from that game. I'm like, oh my God, he still is on that. Dwight Howard owes me money because I paid all this money for these tickets, and then
better read the back of your ticket. Subject to change.
He's like, I paid this money for these tickets, and he
subject
still owes me.
It's written on there, yeah. Card so subject to change.
That's what his vendetta. I said, so all these years, like 10, 11 years later, this is his vendetta that he has. Like 11 years later.
Then gone to
exactly.
He ain't here no more.
I think it was like 2010 when this happened. I think, yeah, it was like 2010. So yeah, he still has his vendetta.
But a lot of people saying and the big controversial one is Damian Lillard. A lot of people looked at it as like, why is Lillard on this list? Which is some good arguments for other guys. Like Lillard's dope, don't get me wrong, but T-Mac didn't make this list. Vince didn't make this list. Your guy Penny Hardaway didn't make
people said Penny Hardaway, Grant Hill. People said Grant Hill too.
Should have made this list ahead of Damian.
You think about because like when we were doing it, I was like, should I say Penny Hardaway? But I mean, I didn't want to be biased because I loved Penny Hardaway back in the day. That was my dude. I love me some Penny Hardaway. I did, but I didn't want to sound biased. But Penny
and some Chicago fans were biased and said that D Rose should have made it. Like I disagree. I don't think D Rose. He had the MVP season, and then it was pretty much downhill from there. Right after that season. So Rose, like that was a great season, but
it was.
Rose getting left off the list, I'm not gonna lose sleep.
But here's the thing:
and he made it, I'd have been like, okay, cool. But like,
it's a small sample, basically.
I'm not
because Rose did have a dope ass MVP seat. That was dope as hell what he did. But it's like that was just one small sample. That was a sample size, basically. So if you want to look at like over the course of an 8-year career, over a 12-year career, you have to look at the whole spectrum.
I look at some of those other guys like T-Mac averaged like what 32 or something.
Yeah, he was killing.
Shit like that.
Yeah, he scored like 11 points in like 20 seconds or something.
12 points in like 30 seconds or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, it was like some crazy shit. Yeah.
Because the Spurs they were down, but it was like 30 seconds left in the game, so fans were leaving. Like that and like the San Antonio they were playing. Spurs were up by like 11.
You don't leave unless it's triple zeros.
It was up by 11 with like 30 seconds, and then like they won that game and shit because of T-Mac.
Because here's what it is: you left the arena because you wanted to beat the crowd. You wanted to beat the crowd out. So you like, don't get to your car. You driving home like, yeah, Spurs, we won. You hear the radio, and the Spurs lost. What? Like, wait a minute. What?
Fans tried to come back in the arena after that. They wanted to see it. No, you left now. Too late.
How we lose? How we lose? But it happens. I mean, we've seen about Reggie Miller scored 9 points in 18 seconds or something, right?
Because and the Pacers fans I think the owner of the team at the time, he didn't leave, but he was getting ready to leave. I think he was in the bathroom or something when they were like, hey, we got the lead. It's like He's like, stop fucking with me. Like, no, we got
like, wait, what?
I think somebody came to like let him know, like, dude, like come watch this shit. I think he went to the bathroom because they were like, he's like, I don't want to see this shit. And they had to knock on the door and tell him, like, nah.
Because Reggie, you have to think about Reggie was a master at the 3-point shot. So it's like he knew where that line was. I said that's the first thing Reggie said whenever he would score. He would look down, make sure toes behind the line, get this 3. Go back, still again, toes behind the line, get this other 3. If you down.
Reggie definitely deserved to make this list, even
though
he don't feel like he should have been on it. He definitely deserved.
That's 6 points. You could do 6 points in 6 seconds with that. You hit a quick 3, get a steal, hit another quick 3. Mm-hmm. It's possible. It is. A game ain't over until it's triple zeros. But I mean, I like the list. I mean, I'm not surprised, but I mean, I'm we know what we talking about because a lot of people that we
even the names that I didn't like. For example, I didn't think Carmelo was gonna make this list, but I'm glad he did. That shows I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I was like, about there was like highly controversial, but Carmelo's a top 10 scorer of all time. So like, it's not that crazy for him to be on this list. Mm-hmm. He's in the top 10 of scorers.
James Harden was my pick all day. I was like, Harden. I know people be trying to give him shit. I'm like, no, Harden. Like
another one that people like Westbrook's another one, but like Westbrook is he's Mr. Triple Double now.
He's Oscar Robertson now, basically. That's what he is now. He's
on the list just based on all the records he broke with that triple double shit.
Because in the commercial, didn't they show them back to back? If I'm not mistaken, that 75th. Didn't they show Oscar Robertson
there? And I think he was with Westbrook.
Yeah. I think they showed them back to back because I think they showed Oscar first, and then they showed Westbrook immediately after him. So that was a nice. Like, I see what y'all did there. Like, okay, I think that they did show them back to back, if I'm not mistaken. Like, okay, I see what you did there. I see what you did right there.
So we know our shit, yeah.
Right. So, I mean, hey, NBA, can we get an endorsement? Hey, put it out there. ESPN, somebody. We know stuff.
No list is perfect, but I'm comfortable with. Like I said, like the two I'm glad about Dominique Wilkins and Dennis Rodman because they should have been on the list 25 years ago. To be honest,
Dennis Rodman averaged like 20 rebounds one season or something.
I don't know if it was 20. He definitely led
something close. It was something like really close like that. It was like he was like going nuts. Like Rodman was. His rebounding was ridiculous. Yeah,
he won Defensive Player of the Year with the Bad Boys. It was like Rodman, he had a hell of a career, dude.
And he got in Shaq's head. He rattled Shaq.
Guarding. Think about that. Rodman was what, like 6'7", like that, and he'd be guarding Shaq.
Yeah, and Shaq is zipping one, right? I think.
So Rodman was like the he was Draymond before Draymond, like the undersized
pesky. Pesky.
They have Draymond guard like the bigs now, but Rodman did that shit 25 years ago.
Yeah,
they put him on the other team's best big. Like he got in Alonzo Mourning's head. It's like they put him on the best big of the other team.
Him and Karl Malone, they were wrestling out there.
They wrestled on the court and in the ring.
Now, am I gonna have to look back on because like we have Peacock? Am I gonna have to look back and find that wrestling match of Karl Malone?
Watching it. Bash of the Beast, 1998. I know exactly the show.
I'm about to look it up there. Did you know where it is? Look it up. Definitely. What'd you say? 1998.
It was Hollywood Hogan and Dennis Rodman versus Karl Malone and DDP. I know the match too. I can't
with you with that. I can't. Now you're gonna have me while I'm pulling it up to watch it now.
But I definitely wanted to hide the NBA stuff at the end because our last couple of we kicked it off with the NBA. We watched the commercial last week, so I said let's hide it. Yeah, so we got some new fans listening. Like I said, some of my IMS students, like they're into the
and I saw some of you guys.
They're into the podcast now. They're into it. Yeah. They're into it now.
And I saw some of you guys follow me on Instagram. So thank you. Yeah. I need to post more. I do.
Yeah. Well, I think we can wrap it up now.
And go Bulls. We're 3-0 now.
Bulls looking damn.
Those early season. I know it's early season, but don't take this away from me. This is our first time being over. We won our first game, and they said this is our first time being over 500 in like 6 years. Don't take this moment away from me.
Your World Series is also set as well too. You got the Atlanta Braves and the Houston Astros, so you got your two World Series teams set now. Because the Braves beat the shit out of the Dodgers to knock them off. So yeah, so there it is. You got your and then the other day, Astros beat the Red Sox the other day, which is good. I don't like any of the Boston teams. Shout out Malcolm, our cousin, who likes
Boston. He likes Boston teams.
Red Sox getting knocked off. I was like, yeah, I don't mind that.
You were like,
so there it is. All my baseball fans. You got the Astros and the Braves. Yeah, I think I'm rooting for Atlanta on that way. Go Braves. I got people in Atlanta, so I'll be rooting.
Yeah,
this is pretty dope. But I'm rooting for the Braves. But that's gonna do it. Not another damn podcast, episode 230. Definitely appreciate you supporting us. You want to support us further here, child? Give us a like. All of that. Yep. On all of you, and also get at us on all your platforms. You can support us. You could hit us up on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What up, Tasha?
Hey, Tasha.
Also, you can get at us on your Amazon Alexa devices, and you can get at us on YouTube. Pop it up for that one. We're gonna pop it. There we go. Follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well.
And you can check me out, MSIMAH626 on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Also, SCR8GULLEY1 on Twitter, SCR8GULLEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs. And for your video production needs, check out straightgullyproductions.com.
We're recording this shit kind of late, so I'm tired right now. But I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.